Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today we will be starting tutorial number 5 for my Kohen mini album. We are going to start with the front page, the inside cover here. Okay, so I have cut two pieces that are 10 3/8 inches high by 12 inches wide. We are going to score these, both of them. And I already scored them, but I'm just going to kind of do it with you. Let me get this out of the way here a second. So we're going to score them both at a 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch. Then I flip it and score it at 4 inches and 4 1/8. Okay, so you're going to do both of them like that. So you'll have an 1/8 inch gusset on each side, and then this will be a little flap that's going to flip up. Okay, so you have two of those, and then you also have two pieces that are cut that are 8.5 inches wide by 5.5 inches high, and you are just going to score those on one of your 5.5 inches edge at a 1/2 inch. So you have two of those and two of the others. Let's go ahead and put those on the front inside cover. So I'm going to start with my two base pieces here. All right. And we're going to take our 1/2 inch edge and we're going to glue. I'm going to stay a 1/4 inch. So I took my ruler and I marked at a 1/4 inch away from my gusset, away from where it closes. I don't want to interfere with that. I don't want too much bulk there. So I came in and I marked with my pencil 1/4 inch. Came down here, marked with my pencil 1/4 inch, and then aligned those two marks with a light pencil mark. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some glue. And as always, use what type of adhesive that you prefer. I find myself repeating a lot, and I know that can be frustrating for those of you who follow along all the time, but we have to remember that there are others who may have not done an album or followed along with me, and they don't have that knowledge. So I'm going to center this top to bottom, just like that, and use my 1/4 inch line. And it actually should line up with the paper that we put down before from our hinge. Okay, so there we go. Okay, there it is. There's my thing. So I'm going to put good there, double check it. Then I can come back in and reinstate that gusset there. I'm going to pop that open. Now from this one, I stayed in a 1/4 inch from my edge, but it's easier just to go in a 1/2 inch from the outside edge. So that way you're not relying on that paper. So a 1/2 inch from the outside left edge here. I made another line, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just on that 1/2 inch, we're going to put our adhesive. And we're going to put that down. I'm going to close my other ones up with that too. So I'm going to close this one right now. Oops, let me get my pen back in there. All right. Because I want that to not only be on that line, but I want it to match up height-wise with this one. So it's kind of double duty there. Find my line. Like that. That up. Whoops. Come on. There we go. All right. Perfect. I'm going to hold under here because we've got our closure down there. Oops. Well, that didn't do very good, did it? All right. Let's add some more glue. Try it again. Must have wiggled it around too much. Can't wiggle it around too much. There we go. Let's try again. Just like that. Okay, take a look inside here. Looks good. All right. So I actually want I'm going to reinforce that gusset again on this side. I actually want the right side to open first. Okay. And then my left side. So now we can go in. And I'm just pushing those gussets back where they're supposed to be. This one's fine. We can go in with with our 8.5-inch wide pieces. We are going to attach them equally between the two. So you're going to end up with about 1/4 inch from each of those gussets. One at the top, one at the bottom. And you should have just a little tiny smidge because I didn't want them buttoned up. So I actually, when I put them at 5.5, I stayed just a tiny smidge under 5.5. Not even a 1/16 of an inch, just a smidge, okay? Just so we have a little bit in between where they close together so that they're not touching each other, or it gives you a little way to open them a little bit easier. So they're just probably between the two of them, you end up with about a 1/16 of an inch between when they're both put in, okay? Just a smidge. Okay. So I'm going to line that right at the top of where our papers are. Slide it so it's about 1/4 inch. Make up the difference between the two. Again, the reason for that is that then they're not rubbing on that. They're not rubbing on these gussets here. Okay, so there's that one. All right. I don't do a ton of pockets for albums, so I think she's going to want a lot of pictures. So I did one. Our last page we are going to do is pockets. So she will have some. Okay. All right. And again, matching those up together down along that bottom edge there. Get our paper started. And we have just, and I will slide a piece of paper under there so you can see just a tiny edge, about a 1/16 of an inch in between those. Not too much. All right. So that's that. And we'll figure out a closure for that. I'm not quite sure how I want to close that yet. So that'll flip open, and you have this little flip here. Flip open and flip, and then a flip up and a flip down. Okay? And we will figure out our attachment for those later. Let's go ahead and go to our page 3-2, our last page. And I have cut out my tags for our tunnels. And they are 8 inches high by 9 inches wide. And I cut 3 of those. So those are just going to slide into each of your tunnel pockets. And using the pieces that I had left, that should go in just a little bit further. There it goes. Using the pieces that I had left from these cuts, they were about 3.5 inches. Okay. So I got 2 at 3.5 by 9.5 and 1 at 3 by 9.5. Okay. And we are going to have pockets on this page. So 1 inch down, I made a mark, so I know where to start my first one. Now, I left these on because it didn't matter. Those aren't going to be visible. My last pocket, of course, is only 3 inches tall, so that's cut down. And these pockets are going to be staggered. So your top pocket will hold a full tag all the way down. Your second pocket will hold one from that point all the way down. And your last pocket is just the bottom of the pocket. So that way, these top 2 are open all the way to the bottom. So I have scored these 1/2 inch on each edge, all of them. So let's go in here, 1/2 inch, flipped it, and scored 1/2 inch, okay? Then I folded and burnished them, all 3 of them. And then on the top section, I just came in at an angle to trim away that corner just to get rid of that bulk, okay? Just like that. So on all 3 of them, just on the top edge. We're going to start with our top one because we want to make sure that these ones go over top of those other ones, okay? So that's why we start with a mark. So I'm just going to add my adhesive to each of the hinges and leaving the bottoms open. Okay, just like so. All right, I'm going to come in here, line up my right left edge, and we'll erase that pencil mark. Okay, and I'm going to put this over here so I can kind of press on that. Give it a good press. Okay. Now our next one, we're going to come down from the top of that pocket 3 inches. So I just need to make a mark for those pencils. Here we go. So we're just going to make a couple marks for those. So 3 inches and 3 inches. And then I'm just going to draw a line from mark to mark. All right. So just like that. All right. Oops. That wasn't very straight, was it? Okay. All right. So using our second 3.5 inch piece, we're going to do the same thing. Put our glue on just on the hinges. Okay. I get glue all over today. Right. Perfect. And line up our mark and our edges like that. Again, let's close, press down. Okay. just like so. And then our last one, we're going to attach adhesive to our thing. And then this one. And then along our bottom edge, we just need a little sliver of glue there. I'm going to take some of that off because it's pretty thick there. All right. So we're going to come in, grab our thing. This one's going to go right down to the very bottom of our paper here. And okay, close that, press, get along that bottom edge there. There we go, perfect. Oops. All right. So I'm going to let those set up. Make sure those are on there good. All right. While those set up and dry, let's go ahead and attach some of the things that we've got ready here. All right. So for this piece, for the decorative cardstock, 9 3/4 inches high by 6 3/4 inches wide. This has been smudged. We're just going to add that right to there. And that is page 2-2 that this is for. It is that flip that goes up and then down all from the center. It's the belly band, right? So let's go ahead and center that. Okay. Like so. Okay. Then I have 2 strips cut for inside here. This one I just used the stamp part, and then this is just from a scrap. So just scraps is basically what you need. And if they are anywhere from 1 1/4 to 1 1/2, they should slide in and cover that up pretty good. So I am going to use this one. Oh, and did I tell you how long? Because I got a slide right in there. So they are, so let's just say 1 1/2 by 9 7/8, because they have to slide inside of here and not get hung up, okay? So let's, don't look like I smudged this, so let's go ahead and smudge it. Whoops. And like always, just remember that you can make this any theme you like. Sometimes I'll watch other tutorials and think, oh, I know a paper that would be perfect with that. If I'm watching somebody else's tutorials or something, it's like, oh, I'd like to do that in this theme or whatever. But I don't get very much time to make other people's albums, although I like watching them, and I have completed albums from other people. When I first started out, that's what I did. So let's put it in there nicely. There we go. And I just left just a tiny bit of the edge showing. So let me slide this in there so you can see. This is just scrap paper. So I put my notes and measurements on there. But you can see there's just a tiny edge left there. We're going to do the same thing with this one. This is the same length. And there's no sense of cutting a great big long piece because it's not going to be seen anyway. So just use your scraps and it will work out perfect. There we go. Slide that in. Even it out. Same, just a little edge. Just a little edge. All right. Then I did not do the inside yet, but I did get the outside pieces for these. And they, oh, I kind of like that one too. What do we want to do? Yeah. I think the plaid looks cute with that. Where are the colors? You know what? We'll do the plaid on one side and then we'll do the cards on the other side the next time. Okay. So these are cut at. This one is 6.5 and they both are 2 inches wide. And this one is 5.5 because this one was shorter than this one. So 6.5 on the bottom one, 5.5 on the top one. Okay. And we are going to glue this down. Yeah, the next one we'll do the cars. I'll just grab, because the cars are cute too. And the bottom edge has to be done anyway, so. All right. And this bird just happens to be facing the right direction, so. Put a little extra glue around this here so it doesn't decide to slide later on. And then this was also, I used the same EK Success punch on the edge of that to match. There we go. Perfect. And just get this one going here. Okay. So this one here. Oopsie. Oopsie. Okay, there we go with that. Then I think I don't have anything else ready for that. So let's go ahead and just cut some pieces to attach. This I'm going to leave because I got a thing for that. So let's just start cutting some pieces for these. Let's go ahead and start with these. So we're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. So let's see here what papers we want for that. I don't think I have any scraps that would be big enough for that. I don't think so. No. Let's go ahead and do I haven't used that yet. All right. So let's go ahead and do, I think I want to do the birds. All right. So just double check 4 3/4. Whoops, let's do this way. 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. Yep, so we should be able to get 2 out of this one. So we will do our 8 1/4. All right, make sure my birds are facing the right way. 8 1/4 wide. 8 1/4 wide, and then 4 3/4. So 2 of those. So we've got this one and this one. Let's go ahead and smudge them. For some reason I was thinking, oh, I know. I got the outside papers ready too, so we can do those in a little bit. Like, it seems like I had something else ready. I have quite a few decorating elements kind of in my head that I want to do. So those will be kind of fun. Start doing more of the decor part. The more I use this paper, the more I like it. I just think it is so cute. All right. Again, place it on there. Perfect. Okay. So then for the inside flaps, let's figure out what we want for those. So I want a bigger panel here. So let me write this down. 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. 2. All right. And then for in here, we want to stay away from that. We have, all right, let's figure 8 3/4 between the 2 gussets. So let's go 8 1/2 wide. 8 1/2 wide by, we've got 10. So let's go 9 3/4 high. 9 3/4 high. All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, we haven't used this one yet. We haven't used that one yet. Let's go ahead and use that for the bottom. So 8 3/4 wide. I gotta cut my strips here first. 8 3/4 wide. Okay. By 9. Oh, I'm sorry. 8 1/2 wide by 9 3/4 high. 8 1/2 high. Better too long than too short, I guess. 8 1/2. Goodness gracious. By 9 3/4. There we go. But I'd rather have it be long than the short. Okay. So we're staying right in between those gussets. Nice. All right. Smudge like the other ones. Okay. Right. There we go. So, let's get this. And it's going to line up with the width of this because it's the same width. Again, I'm lifting it up because we have that latch under there. So it makes it a little hard to, but I can't do inside without putting the latch on first because all that stuff has to be hidden. So there we go. So now let's figure out, what do we want for those two? Do we want to use, what do we got for scraps? I don't think I have any big enough scraps going in that direction. I do not. Okay. So let's use this up here and this down there. So, well, that'd be kind of, all right, we'll figure it out. So I need 4 3/4 high by 8 1/2 wide. Cut my strip off. 8 1/2 wide. And it's just the one side. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Right. Eight and a quarter. 8 1/4 by 4 3/4. 8 1/4. Just like doing woodwork. Measure twice, cut once. Yes, 4 3/4. All right. That one, and then this one for the bottom. Go. Oops. A smidge of white showing there somehow. There we go. All right. So we've got this one for the top, and this one for the bottom. Just like that. I have to go through and figure out how many pictures this will hold. I have a feeling it's going to hold quite a few, but she's got plenty of room for full pictures and journaling, and so I'm sure she'll have fun with it. I have no idea if she was able to finish hers yet. The first one. She is battling breast cancer. So, with 2 little ones and hubby, and battling breast cancer, girl has got her hands full. So, and unfortunately, breast cancer seems to be prevalent in my husband's side of the family with the females. He's had a couple of sisters with it, and his mother, and so of course we naturally have concerns about our own daughter then, because you know, if it runs in the family. So they have been checking her out really close, and watching her, and she battles RA, which is also I think his aunt had RA, but all right. So yeah, that's cute. I like that. All right, so now we got to do, we can do the insides of these. So 2 of the same there. I just want to watch my time here so we have time enough to do the outside cover. Yeah, we're only at about a half hour. Okay. So we need 2. I keep getting my ruler upside down. So this is 7 1/4. So 2 7 inches. 7 inches wide by 9 3/4 high. And then this one is 4 inches, so 4 3/4. 4 3/4 by 9 3/4. Just double check. Yep. Yep. Okay. And then this should be exactly the same because they were cut exactly the same. Yes. Yes. Okay. Perfect. So let's open another pack of paper. All right. And I think I'll have to check. I'm not sure what number this is. All right. So I kind of want these to match. So this one here, you can do this like that. Like that. And then I think I'll do the same over here. So when it opens, it's the same. I already have one from my other pack. So for this side, I cut this piece from here. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do is so that he ends up on this panel, we will make it so that when I cut this, then I can use this over here so that he's on both of those panels. Sounds good. So here we go. Let me cut off my trim, my tag there, I'll call it. And then we want 7 inches wide. Take our narrowest measurement first so we don't waste paper. 7 inches wide by 9 3/4. Yes, 9 3/4. All right. Perfect. Let's just check this one. And if it's perfect in there, it's not going to interfere with those gussets. And then 3 3/4. Oh my gosh. I'm like, that does not look like 4 3/4. 3 3/4. Oh my goodness, Deanna. 3 3/4. So let's see here. 9 3/4 high. That, save the biggest piece. 9 3/4. 3 3/4. Perfect. All right. Perfect. All right. To the legs that. What the heck did I do? Oh, for the love of Mary. You goofy woman. I can't believe I just did that. So, all right, I have to cut. What did I do? Oh, that's what I did. 1/4 of an inch. Quarter of an inch. Good thing my pieces were still right there, so I can put this together. Now, if this was for a customer, then I would just grab another piece of paper and recut the whole thing, but she is not going to know that I had to add an extra 1/4 of an inch. All right. Crazy, 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 crazy girl. All right. So now I'm not going to smudge my top there because I want that to match up. If I smudge it, then it'll be visible. So I have to match up which one goes there. Okay. So smudge the edges, and I can do this top edge here. All right, there we go. Because you don't, if the smudging would make it really visible if I smudged the top and the bottom edge of that other one. So ways to conceal it. A lot of people don't even smudge their edges, which is fine. But to me, it takes away, especially with paper that has the white edge, it takes away that starkness there. All right. And then you just got to learn to be more careful. Yep, I just do. All right, let's see. Up a little bit. There we go. And this piece. Worst case scenario, you could run a band of something else up there along that whole edge. But got it here. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's smudge this one. It doesn't pay to be in such a hurry, I guess. All right. But at least I'm not hiding it from you. You know, you see what you get to see my mistakes. So. And we all make mistakes. And I don't edit out, so I'm not hiding anything from you. If I make a mistake, you get to see it. All right. 7 wide, 9 3/4 high. There we go. Okay, just like that. All right, I'm going to lift this up here so I can kind of press on a little bit. Okay. Same here. 7 wide, 9 3/4 high. Trim off my little tag. Whoops. Let's try again on that. There we go. It's even white. Okay. 7 wide. And 3/4 high. Okay. 7, 9 3/4. All right. And then 3 3/4 by 9 3/4. 9 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to double check just to make sure. Yes, 3 3/4. Perfect. Here we go. Making sure I got the right height this time. I did. We'll just smudge both of them right now. Okay. All right. Maybe we can add one of our little tags to this. Let's see here. How about, I like this. All right, let's smudge that a little bit. And let's add something up here. Let's see what we got. We've got stars. We've got, yeah, let's go ahead with let's go ahead with one of these stars. Let's see, what do I need? My little, and take this here, and we're going to come in here with this, and I'm going to use, there it is. I'm like, where'd my little tool go? This is just an eyelet setter. So I'm going to use the middle size one. This one just happens to be from the Silent Setter. It's Pro of Craft. And I believe they still have these. So I just want to punch a little hole in the center there. I then can take my eyelet, slide it through that hole, both of those, just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to set that back on that little pad. And then I'm going to take the middle piece there. Whoops. Lost it. Just put it where I can. All right. So put it in there. And it's got to be on top of here. And these are easy set ones. They're a little softer. So just gently press that on there. And then it sets it in there. And then this still swings a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's move this out of the way for right now. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and glue that to the inside here. Now I'm going to stay away from that little set there for right now. That way it still will swing a little bit. If she wants to angle it different a little bit, she can. But it's still open for her to slide a picture underneath there, which makes it nice. All right. Let's go ahead and get you centered in there. Whoopsie. Up. Go up a bit. Here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our Last little one here. Let me see if I can, this is so long. Let me see if I can slide this down. There we go. So you can see the end. I love that. Chocolate brown down there. I think that is so pretty. Reminds me of a vintage suit that you might. All right. We're going to place this little guy right over here, just like so. Perfect. And there. I don't think you can see the whole thing. Let me see if I can zoom out here just a little bit so you can get it better. There we go. So now you can see the whole spread there. Okay. That. This one and this one. So then we just have to do those two panels. And since we're here, you can see these like this. I think I might want to go with those birds again if I have. I might have a scrap for one of those, maybe both of them. Let's see. Can I get lucky? Oh, look at that. You know what? It's so close. This one definitely is wide enough. Definitely wide enough. Or I could do that orange. I like that too. Let me see if I got another one. I don't. Let's grab another piece. So let's just take a sliver off of this one and we'll do the orange. I do like that orange. Okay. Oh, that one's just not quite wide enough. So I need it 3 3/4 wide. 3 3/4 wide. So let's make sure this is that's exactly 3 3/4. So cut that first because we just need a little bit. All right. 3 3/4 wide. Right there. 9 3/4. Yes. 9 3/4. All right. Right to there. There. Right. So we'll add these and then we'll quick do the outside papers and then that will finish up just a little over an hour. Okay. Okay. Let's get this glue down. So everything is pretty much built right now. So now it's just the decorating, I think. I don't think I have any other builds per se. I have one, but it's part of the decorating. It's not another whole page. There we go. Perfect. I gotta wait for a die to get here that I want to use. Because I tried to create it without a die and I couldn't do it. So, but I did try. And not to say that I couldn't eventually, but with the time constraints, I wasted like probably 2 hours the other day trying to figure out a way to do it without the dye. So, you know, time is precious too. So, and it wasn't that much. So, all right. So we got that. And we'll do those when we come back. Let's go ahead and close this up here. So for the side panels, I needed them 10 3/8 inches high by 3 1/8 inches wide. And I'll cut right here. There we go. So I decided to go with this. These are all smudged and ready to go. So you needed 2 of those, same size. So again, 2 at 10 3/8 inches high by 3 1/8 inches wide. Okay. I'm just going to center that like so. Just like that. That. Okay, this way. I don't know if I'm going to do anything on the ends here. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind on everything yet, but the one end is still open if I do decide. Okay, just like this here. Like that. Okay. So if I did want to do a charm on this end, this is still open. There's nothing, no decorative cardstock on there yet. So if I wanted to do a charm, but I don't know. I don't think I will. On the back, we needed decorative cardstock cut at 10 3/8 inches high by 9 3/8 inches wide. And it's just like that. Thought that was cute. Got that the little birds there that said friendship. And we're going to go ahead and just attach that like that. This is a good size album. Good size. Okay. Okay. And then I just took this little here and I rounded off the corners, and I thought that would be cute on the back here, and then I could write a little message to him on there. Just go ahead and attach that. Oops. All right. So this will finish up for today. And I want to thank you for joining me again. And please do give this a try. And as always, if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask me in any one of my tutorials, and I will do my best to help answer your questions. And if you have any ideas of an album or something you'd like me to try to create, just let me know, and I'll do my best to try to come up with a video tutorial for that. And thanks to all of my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, please do so at this time. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right hand corner. And when the bell pops up, if you hit the bell, you'll be notified each time I put up a new video. And as always, until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.